stop, 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 stop. Yeah, I've been bumping Meg Thee Stallion's new album. I don't know what my week gonna look like, but I might have to review that because I remember I did do Beyonce's album. I might have to do a little something cute for Meg Thee Stallion because she been having me grooving. I've been grooving, y'all. But anyway, check me out. Please give me a round of applause for actually doing a review on the weekend. Y'all know this don't happen often. I be so wrapped up in family and trying to grocery shop, work out, head to my mom's, play with Melina. We gotta play Barbies. We playing Play-Doh today. I was able to escape though. I was able to escape for just a minute to get y'all this review. So we are doing Sistas, season 7, episode 16, Close to You. These episodes be, I don't even know how to feel, y'all. So today I am drinking Alani. Have y'all seen that? It's like newish, I suppose. Alani has energy drinks. So I am drinking on the energy drink. It's peach flavored. It's pretty good. I was expecting it to be colored, but it's very much clear, which I can appreciate. So we're gonna see if it actually gives me energy. All right, to the episode. The episode, I get stuck right there. Excuse me. This episode starts where it left off with Danny. She's in Tony's office and she was about to go, speaking to the microphone because that's what Zach told her she should do for an apology. And this lady, and what she said, this little dusty G.I. Jane outfit walks in. It is his ex-wife / baby mama. She legit is like, who is this? The knockdown, whatever, G.I. Jane looking. She's like, oh, I'm his wife. He said ex-wife. I wanted to ask right then and there, well, why you say wife and you saying ex-wife? Is she just trying to be funny? Is she just trying to come in and be like, this still my... I think she did ask, but I would have wanted some answers there. She introduces herself and she's like, I'm Major Hamilton. For one, Danny reached out her hand to be like, hey, I'm Danny. And Tony grabbed her hand and was like, oh, this is Danny and that. Oh, I'm Major Hamilton. Why you grab her hand? Why couldn't they shake hands? That gave me pause. I don't know about y'all, but that gave me pause. Like, you should want me to be friendly to her, so why wouldn't you want me to shake her hand? Yeah. So Tony at first, he's like, yeah, Major, oh, you got the major role? And they dapping each other up and hugging, and he's just super excited about it. And I'm just like, okay, not y'all got a little bestie handshake, but I guess me and Danny sitting there like, oh, okay. So to break this up, Danny is just like, oh, you have wonderful kids. Your kids are great. You got wonderful kids. Yeah, I met them. She's like, you been around my kids already? You been around my kids already? Girl, what did you expect? You, not saying that, anything is wrong with her dropping them kids off at their daddy, because that's their daddy. You dropped them kids off at their daddy. It don't seem like he had much notice. So, yeah, it's probably a situation where his current girlfriend is going to be interacting with these kids because it just kind of got thrown in the mix. So, you met my kids already? You been around my kids already? Girl, they big enough to where who cares if they done been around your kids? Now, if they was like 3, 4, 5 years old and she been around your kids already, then that would be a moment to be like, don't be confusing my kids like this. But them kids is dang near teenagers. Get over it. She'll say, matter of fact, where are the kids now? He's like, well, I work, you know, so they're with my mom. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go by there. Let her know I'm gonna go by there. I'm gonna pick up her favorite banana pudding donuts. I said, where we getting these banana pudding donuts from? They sound good. Yeah, I love me a good donut. I don't go to nobody's donut shop often because y'all know, I ain't trying to gain no more weight. And it's like, if I breathe, I gain weight. If I look at some hot wings, I gain weight. If I smell it, 5 pounds. But, side note, praise report. I don't know if I have such a, I found out I had a thyroid issue. I got Hashimoto's and stuff. And it's like, I guess it like put your thyroid to sleep. It don't be working like it needs to. And it causes weight gain. So the weight gain that I experienced lately, like, I think I gained like 15 pounds since the top of the year when I had been working out consistently, eating good and everything. I had gained 15 pounds. That's what made me go to get everything checked out because I was like, this is ridiculous. I should absolutely be losing 20, not gaining 15. So since I've been on the medication for it, I have lost about 4 or 5 pounds in the past month or so. So, you know, we're skewing in the right direction now. So I feel like now, once I get back to my regular scheduled workouts, I should be dropping some pounds. So fingers crossed for me and my fitness journey, y'all. But back to the show. But y'all just could get a little real life. You know, I be talking to y'all. I know I there's a lot of y'all out there now, but we friends. We friends, y'all. And y'all be here and y'all be sticking with me. So I just be having to drop it off. If y'all don't know, my mind just be going. So when my mind goes somewhere, I gotta go with it. I just go with it, y'all. So anyway, back to her picking up these donuts to go see the mama. Danny is like, what? You finna go see his mama? And I get it. She's probably in shock because this is all happening at once. But girl, that's still a family. Even though they are divorced, in a way, that's still that lady mama-in-law because them her kids' grandma. So she will always be connected to them kids. If that grandma love them kids, they gonna always be there for them kids, for the rest of them kids' lives, for the rest of grandma's life. So that's just something you're gonna have to get over. But Danny's like, well, are we still going out tonight? Because we got plans. He my man now, and I got plans with him. He's like, well, I was supposed to take the kids to the movies, but, you know. And the ex is like, well, I'll take them to the movies. I haven't seen them in a while. And I'm due for some movie popcorn. What she say? Some movie nachos and a good slushie. And they both like, but not the red one. And Danny's just looking like, this is a little too much for me. So after the date, Danny and Tony go to Danny's house, and she's still feeling the way. She is. He lets her know that he has a kid-free night, and, you know, the ex is going to stay at the mama house to watch the kids. So that pissed her off because she feels like the ex is trying to get back into the family. It's just, okay. Girl, she never left the family, okay? She may have left him, but they are still a family in a sense, okay? Like I said, they're gonna always be in each other's life for them kids. But I do get it. Like I said earlier, Danny has never dealt with a situation like this, and this was all sprung on her. This is still the same day. This morning, the lady pop up. This evening, she's spending the night at your mama's house to be with the kids. So this is still very fresh, very new. So I'm going to give her a little time to adjust before I go too hard on my girl. But, you know, I do hope that she gets over it. Get over it soon, because this is something that you can't do nothing about. Tony is trying to reassure her that, you know, it's all good, and he, you know. But yeah, y'all, it's really interesting, and I'm interested to see where Tyler Perry takes their storyline, because as a child of divorced parents, I've seen where it can go bad or it can go good. As far as my dad with his second marriage after my mom, this is how his wife was. She did not understand why my mama was, and my mom wasn't even coming around like that, because my mom is definitely the woman that is like, well, I don't want to be disrespectful, and I don't want her to feel away if I'm coming around. To where my dad's family was like, girl, you done been in all our lives for the past 15 years. Like, you still my niece, you still my auntie, you still my cousin. You taught me how to drive, you taught me how to swim, you took me on my first date. Like, you are still our family. You need to still come around. And so when my mom was just like, my mom is a keep the peace type of girl. I'm the rowdy one. She can get rowdy, but she's a very keep the peace type of girl. So she, and my mama be watching these reviews, y'all. I wonder what she gonna say. I wonder what she gonna say if she sees this review. She be watching my sister's reviews, y'all. But my daddy's ex-wife was not really feeling it. So my mom just didn't go around. No matter how much they would call and try to get my mom to come to holidays, she was not going. But on the flip side, with my mom and my stepdad, it was never that type of energy towards my biological dad. Even to this day, even back then to this day, they can be in the same room, and when they're in the same room, they sitting together talking. I just had Father's Day dinner for the both of them a couple weeks ago, and everybody was there. My dad, his new fiance, my mom, my stepdad, everybody got along. My baby was ecstatic. So I've seen where it can be on the side of the new partner being jealous, and I've seen where it can be on the side of the new partner being like, I get it, shoot. Heck, even with my stepdad, we went to church, where we went to church at, which church I grew up, his ex-wife ended up joining the church. Not on no weird nothing, she just liked the church. I guess maybe he told her about it, and we was all cool. She loved me, she talked to my mama, like it was just all good. So it does not have to be messy. Just because divorces happen and people move on to different partners does not mean it has to be messy. And I am a huge proponent of, y'all need to be friends, especially if it's kids in the mix. Y'all need to be acquainted. Y'all need to be cool. Okay, do it. It don't matter unless you're still trying to get that person. It should not matter. But on to the next storyline. Andy is going to some apartment to meet the agent that is over Gary's case. That would be an agent, right? What is it, agent or a detective? I was writing agent in my notes, so I'm probably just gonna keep on saying agent. She's confused why they're there. I would be too. I would be too, because why we in an apartment building? Why we in the police station? He's like, well, we gotta keep our star witness hidden and safe. And she's like, well, star witness, who is that? Me too, who is that? It's Penelope, y'all. She tells Andy that Gary killed her baby. Gary been doing all that mess talking. Why would I do something to my heir? I'm my child. No, Gary killed her baby. So when he pushed her on the floor, that bloody mess must have, happened. Penelope said that Gary sent her to go get towels out of the other room to clean up the mess of her deceased baby going on. And so when she went to go get a towel, she made a run for it. So my thing is, if the cops notice, are they adding these to the charges? Why haven't they just gone and picked him up? Or maybe they're just trying to wait to have everything packed up, so when they do pick him up, he can't make bail. So we gonna see. Andy is telling her that they gotta tell Jordan, because Jordan has been worried sick. We gotta tell Jordan. Your brother's been worried about you. The agent is like, nah, she has to stay hidden. Nobody can know that she's here. Nobody can know that she's alive. But I'm like, Gary already know that she's still alive if she escaped him. So the fact that we don't see Gary, I guess that would have ruined the storyline, but the fact that we don't see Gary in any way trying to find Penelope is weird to me, because you would want to know where she is. You know that she just didn't walk in the hallway and die because her body ain't there. So I'm wondering, when he told the guy to clean up this mess, it was just blood. It wasn't no body, huh? But with Andy was getting on my nerve because she was so set on being like, oh, we have to tell Jordan. We have to tell Jordan. Girl, you barely told Jordan that Penelope was missing. You still ain't tell the police that it was blood on Gary's wall. So for her to be doing all this, like, oh, we just have to tell Jordan. We just have to. Don't be all eager to snitch now because you weren't all this eager earlier. So one of the short scenes we see is say that you remember. That's Lena singing. So we see a short little scene with Zach and Aaron. They're both at the gym at the same time. Aaron thinking that Zach finna be on some mess, but no, they end up having a heart-to-heart and they smooth things over. They know that they're gonna have to co-parent. Okay, so they're gonna be in these babies' lives, so they have to get past the petty for the kids because they're co-parents. As odd as that sounds. Next, we see Sabrina at home trying to blow up balloons by mouth. Who does that anymore? Who does that? And who wants those type of balloons for the baby shower? Okay. Pam is coming over to help plan Karen's baby shower. Pam is looking at her like, girl, what is this? And I'm like, why would Sabrina be trying to blow up balloons now if this is just a planning party? When is the baby shower for you to be acting like you're finna blow these balloons up now? Pam is looking over Sabrina's note. She's like, a homemade cake? Girl, I'm gonna order the cake. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm with Pam for once. Don't be giving, I know Karen said she wanted something simple and all, but don't be giving her no little cheap, low budget, mouth blown balloons and a homemade cake for her baby shower. Okay, at least go get some helium balloons if you're too cheap to get a nice balloon column. Like, girl, you make enough money to spend a few $100s on a balloon column to make it real nice. Couple hundred, $250 on a nice balloon back wall or something, girl. Nice little backdrop. Maurice comes over too to help with the baby shower. I was a little confused about that part. But him and Pam are the same people, y'all. It cracked me up. They are both wearing denim jeans with white button-ups. They both extra AF. And they both be judging Sabrina about everything, especially with her doing like, why you got your doing like, girl? I'm like, she knew y'all was coming. I would have unlocked the door too. Like, relax. But they was both on her head. And I'm like, they really are the same person. Pam asked Maurice to be a brand ambassador for Roots to Riches, and clearly they're going to have a little love-hate friendship. I was confused about her asking a man to be an ambassador because men ain't necessarily trying to grow their hair out like that, but I mean, I guess we just had to have a storyline that kind of puts them together. So Sabrina, once Pam leaves and she kind of dismisses Maurice as well. He was like, you sound like your man finna come over. Your man finna come over. She's like, my man is finna come over. So Maurice like, okay, girl, well, let me get my stuff. Maurice done grabbed the champagne, grabbed everything, grabbed the stuff that he did not come with, y'all. I said, Maurice is a hot mess. And at this point, Sabrina is pissed that Danny and Andy are not there because they were supposed to be there for the planning. She said that they both agreed. I understand that you asked them and they agreed to help, so they should have been there. However, Karen didn't ask them for a reason. They're not reliable. Whether it be for good reason or not, they're just not reliable. It just is what it is. Andy had a good reason. Andy was dealing with this whole Penelope thing. She had to go meet with the agent about Gary's case. Danny is, not to say she has a bad reason, but Danny's is more personal to where she's trying to figure out this stuff with her man and his ex being in his house. And plus, her and Karen not even on good terms for Danny to be planning no baby shower. I wouldn't even want Danny to help plan the baby shower because she's just going to be sitting there ragging on Karen because they're at odds right now. They kind of always at odds, but they really at odds at this moment. So she's on the phone. Sabrina's on the phone with Andy, and she's basically telling her that she's learning to speak up for herself, and she's mad that they didn't come, and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Andy is like, well, I'm glad you're finding your voice, but, you know, I just couldn't be there. Oh well. After this, Rich comes to see Sabrina and they start making out on the sofa. As they're making out, Rich sees all this baby stuff. He sees all this baby stuff on the table and he picks up the little baby shoe like, what is this? And she's like, that's for Karen's baby shower. Don't worry about that. And then he just stops and is like, are you still on your birth control? Me and Sabrina are completely turned off by this. And she puts him out. And I'm like, please and thank you. Because these two are going to have to cut ties eventually because they feel so strongly on opposite ends of the spectrum. Rich absolutely does not want children. Sabrina is actively going through the IVF process to have children. It does not make sense for these people to still be together, especially while she's on all these hormones that are kicking up her eggs and y'all are like this. And like I said, I feel like they're going to give us a storyline where she ends up getting pregnant by Rich. And then we're going to have to try to figure out how they're going to do this. And I feel like that's where they're leaning into because he was already worried when the condom fell off. And it's just going to be a mess. Later on, we see Pam at work. And Karen is asking her about Trey and how the date went with Trey. She says it went good. She got a little too drunk, but it was good. Trey comes over and tells her that she should give out samples to get more people using / buying her products because that's what his barber did to him with like something for his little braids. He'd be wearing a little plaits, y'all. So he's like, they kept my plaits fresh. And he gave me this sample, so that's what you should do. She's like, okay, cool. Now, let's sit on Trey for a minute. Pam, I just wouldn't want a dude that was going so hard to get my friend and wasn't studying me at all. Because I feel like Pam made a pass at him when he first came to deliver a package, but he saw Karen and was smitten by Karen. And then, I'm sorry, but I just think it's weird when a man is going after a fully pregnant woman. Just something ain't cleaning the milk for me. So I'm interested to see what comes of Trey and Pam because the situation just can't be trusted. So next we see Hayden goes to Miss Marie Hotel to talk. And she is in her robe on the bed, y'all, because earlier when they were in the office, he was talking mess like, I'm going to have her eating at the palm of my hand. And she ended up being right behind him like, oh, is that so? Well, he in the hotel room, so I guess she going to be eating something. She going to be eating something, y'all. In the previews for next week, she's sitting there smiling at him. So I guess she was satisfied with whatever he was putting down, y'all. Next, we see this little short scene with Zach and Fatima interviewing nannies. They don't show the people that they interviewing until they pick the person, but it's funny because he's like, I mean, I got tattoos too, but I mean, the one on the face though? What about this? Is that a wool suit? Oh, okay, so you don't have any experience, but you wanna, okay. But they end up picking this little old lady, like Fatima wanted. Look like she a church going little old lady. They both really like her, and they hire her. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with that because the nanny trope that we always see on Black shows is they get this sweet little old nanny or this sweet little old housekeeper and they end up being strict in the mug and be like, don't be wearing no shoes up in here. I just mop these floors and y'all need to go to bed and such and such. When he go to bed, y'all need to go to bed. So I'm interested to see if she's going to be on the up and up, she's going to be good for the whole family, or if it's going to be something about her where they're going to be like, we got to get rid of her. Next, we see Maurice gets home and he is flabbergasted that his boo is there. And I'm like, did you not leave him there? Why are you so surprised that he's there? But Grayson tells him, I baked the oxtails for you. Maurice said oxtails are not supposed to be baked. They're supposed to be slow roasted in a crock pot with onions and peppers and make a little gravy. I was cracking up, but I'm like, he ain't lying. I ain't never had no baked oxtails, but I mean, it's the thought that counts. I would have at least tried it. I wouldn't have went off on Grayson about it. But the part that would have made me go off Grayson said that he rearranged that man's closet. Don't rearrange my closet. What's wrong with you? Don't rearrange my closet. That is just something where it's like you going too far now. If I asked you to help clean up or put away some laundry or something that you say cool, but to rearrange something that I have arranged a special way, quick way to get cussed out. Quick way to get cussed out. So Maurice puts him out because he feels like he's doing too much. Later on, we see Maurice at the gay bar with the white boy. I can never remember that little white boy name, but he worked at the other bar too that Calvin's dad's owned. He worked at that bar, and now he's at the new gay bar. So I can never remember his name, but Maurice is telling him about him getting mad at Grayson because Grayson was doing too much. He was like, oh, so a man cooking and cleaning for you, and that's a problem? And he tells him that he's mistreating him because of how Q did him. You're still jaded. He's like, well, what am I supposed to say? I'm scared to open up to you because you're my ex. He was like, yeah, and apparently you need to hear it too. I'm in my head like, sir, Q wasn't quite your ex. Y'all wasn't really in a relationship. He was just gay for pay, gay for a place to live, gay to steal. But I mean, I get it, you know. Sure, your ex. So now he's feeling bad and he's prepared to go apologize. But I think on the previews, he gonna see Grayson across the club with somebody else. I said, baby, not you done moved on that fast. We finna have a problem. We finna get to fighting. See, that's why gay couples be fighting all the time. This is why gay couples be having so much domestic violence, y'all. Anyway, lastly, we see Jordan at home and he's having a drink with Ethan. Ethan, the campaign manager. He's still on edge about Penelope, so, you know, he's kind of drinking his problems away. This daggone Ethan slips something in his drink when Jordan gets up to be on the phone with Andy. Then we see him pass out, and Ethan is dragging him somewhere. And I'm guessing, like, I don't know. We don't see what happens. We're going to see next week, I'm sure. I don't know if he's going to ransack the house. I don't know if he's going to take some weird pictures of him or, you know, he works for Gary, so the possibilities are endless. But my thing is with Ethan and Jordan is just so trusting of this man in his house, being around his woman, being left alone. And I'm like, baby, this is why people have like campaign offices, so y'all can be there working. You can be left alone there, but you can't be left alone in my house. And then I don't know if it's just me or not. If I'm leaving somebody alone in my house, somebody that's not like family, somebody that's in a work capacity, I'm gonna have some nanny cams up on you. I'm gonna have to be watching what you do, especially after that weirdness of him catching him holding Andy's picture when he was planting the bug, but he didn't know he was planting the bug. So yeah, y'all, I'm just like, Jordan. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to see old Jordan playing this role that new Jordan is playing. So in those regards, I'm glad that they switched it up a bit, because they changed the character completely. They got Jordan, new Jordan, you know, how you doing? He looking real, how you doing? I still say that it would have been an easier mesh if new Jordan and Grayson were swapped as far as Jordan goes. But I guess they wanted to put Maurice with a manly man because Jordan is not that. But yeah, y'all, that was this episode of Sistas. It hasn't gotten too crazy yet. I'm sure it will. I feel like Tyler Perry, in one way or another, he sabotages his writer's room now that we done bullied him to add new writers, because it's just some stuff where it's like, it's not making sense. 1 + 1 does not equal 3, Tyler. It doesn't. But this is what we're dealing with. We bullied him into getting more writers. So the storylines are moving a little faster. We're not sitting with the same dialogue for 5 minutes like we used to. But sometimes it don't make sense. Like I've said before, it feels like, and I don't know if I said this here, but it feels like the new writers that he's added, they did not watch all of the previous seasons of Sistas. It feels like they just kind of jumped in somewhere and, start piecing together what they felt like would make a storyline. And Tyler Perry was just like, sure, okay. That's what it's giving. But yeah, y'all, shout out to me for doing this review on the weekend. Woo! I wish I had be doing the editing and putting a little clapping back track in there. That's what I'm gonna have to do eventually, y'all. Y'all see I still ain't got my room together, so it ain't coming no time soon, but eventually. Make sure y'all like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the video with a friend. Comment, let me know what you thought of the episode and this review. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.